Hello everyone, I'm Fishman from ArkSurvivalPlay.com, and this is the first video of a series of how to play Ark Survival Evolved. This video is going to go into how to create your character and how to get started quickly in the hostile world of Ark. So let's get started. Here I got the character creation screen, and you can set up your character however you want. Let's see. I'm going to keep most of this default. I like looking a bit intimidating in the game, so I'm going to adjust my player so I'm a little bit big, especially when you get the metal armor on. If you're a big character with metal armor, it kind of looks fearsome. Here you see the torso depth I'm setting. That's so your chest doesn't look like a pair of boobs when you create your character. I think that's about right. Okay, I don't like the name Bob, so I'm going to change this to Fishman. Now here you'll see the zones. East, north, and south, and west. They all have 3 zones. I'm going to spawn in West Zone 2. I think it should be around this area here. Alright, I'm waking up. Naked, alone, on a beach. I got some sort of implant in my arm. I'm sure that's part of the end game story. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we'll need to create some tools. Stone pickaxe will be probably the first one you can create. If you go into your inventory by pressing I, you'll see the craftables tab on the left hand side of the screen. Those are the things you can craft. Right now I can craft a pick and a torch, and of course my inventory. I've yet to be able to use these Rex stomped glasses. I have no idea what they are. It says you need to fit them on a Rex, but I've tried it before and it doesn't work, so I don't know if it's even a valid object in the game right now. Once you do level, you'll see the view engrams, and beside this you'll see a number of engram points. And you go into the engram learning area, and you know, as you level, you can select these engrams, and each one locks up at a certain level, unlocks at a certain level. But anyway, we don't have anything to create our pickaxe with yet, so I'm gonna run around and pick up some stones with the E key. A lot of these stones are able to pick up. They kind of stand out. You can see the shadows. They're bigger than the other stones. You also need to watch out for raptors and dillos when you first start out. See off in the distance over there is a dillo. Dillos aren't too bad unless you don't have any tools, and they spit at you and you can't see anything. And you get a couple of them on you and it's hard to kill. Okay, I think we got enough stone. Now we need to get some wood, I think. If you go into the craftables and hover over the tool, you can see what it requires to create it on the right hand side there. This one requires 1 stone, 1 wood, and 10 thatch. In order to get wood when you're starting out and thatch, you need to punch a tree. Punching a tree is damaging. It doesn't damage you too bad. I got 10 thatch now, 11. I think I ain't wood yet. There's 1 wood. So now I got enough to create my pickaxe. I'm going to go into craftables, and I'm either going to select it and craft item or just double click it. Now it's going to be in my inventory. I'll drag it down into my quick bar on item level or item 1. Now I got a pickaxe. You you use a pickaxe on trees, you gather more thatch. If you use an axe on trees, you gather more wood. If you use a pickaxe on rocks, you gather more flint and metal. If you use an axe on rocks, you gather more stone. And then for animals, if you use a pickaxe on an animal to harvest it, you'll gather more meat. If you use an axe on an animal, you'll gather more hide and chitin, or hide and keratin. Right now my goal is just to level up, and if you see on the right hand side of the screen the arrow that's blinking, kind of a yellowish and green, that indicates that I've reached the next level. So I go into my inventory with the I key, and I got all these stats to choose from to level up. I'm going to go ahead and level, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and level health for now. And as soon as you level, you'll see the engram window pop up, and I have 8 points to spend on the first level. I know I'm going to need a pick or an axe, so I'm going to go ahead and select the axe. And it's right here, you can see it consumes 3 engram points. So I can level something else if I want to. I'm going to go ahead and level campfire, because I can kill animals with an axe and a pick. Later on I'll get the spear, which is a little easier to kill animals with. But a campfire is kind of a necessity at times, because it gets really, really cold in this game. And you can actually freeze to death. So now I'm going to need flint. I don't have any flint because I haven't bashed any stones yet. I'm going to run over here. There's some stones over here. And the stones you harvest for flint and stone and metal are big stones. Like this one that I'm coming up on here. I'm going to hit that a few times and get some flint. There, I got 2 flint. So now I can make an axe, pickaxe, or a campfire. It's going to let me make both because I have enough materials. Drag this down into my cook bar. I'm going to go ahead and drag this down in the cook bar because I'm going to place it here in a little bit. Alright. And you see the stone kind of explodes and the chunks go everywhere and they disappear, and after a while this will respawn back in. I think if you build something there, it doesn't respawn. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's how this works. I'll switch to my axe and get more stone, and you'll see that this collects more stone than it does flint. And usually it's quicker to gather stone by running around and picking it up off the ground. Unless you're in an area that doesn't have a lot of loose stone, it has a lot of boulders like this. I just kind of wanted to show you how you can harvest stone with the axe. Let me get some wood. You see I'm getting a lot of wood from the tree now instead of that because I'm using an axe and not a pickaxe. I'll switch over to pickaxe and you'll see I get more thatch. I'm going to intentionally wear my pickaxe down to break it so I can show you how to repair. There, my pickaxe just broke. Now if you hover over the pickaxe, or any tool, you can see how many materials it takes to repair these things on the right there in the green. I have enough because it's all green. So I can either, I can either highlight the item. I have to move it in my inventory to do that and repair, or while it's in your quick bar, if you have enough materials, select that item again and it'll start repairing. And then once it's repaired, you just select it again to actually select it. And you'll notice it's hot and I'm dehydrated, so I need to get some water fast. You will die from dehydration. You can die from heat without being dehydrated as well. You can hear me grunting and my health on the bottom right hand side of the screen goes down. If you don't have a leather or a water skin or a water bottle, all you do is go underwater for a few seconds and it fills up your water. You'll see that on the right hand side of the screen. I'll go over these little icons here. On the very right hand side of the screen you'll see like a set of stars. I think you can see that. It's above the arrow that shows my experience. The stars is torpor. I guess that's how you pronounce it. It's basically, if there's something going on, like I'm being hit or I'm poisoned or I'm dying of thirst or hunger, you reach a certain level of consciousness where eventually you'll pass out, and then you're very, very vulnerable. The next icon, that big white arrow on the top there, is the experience on the right hand side of the screen. The next icon under that is it looks like a kind of a weight, and that's exactly what that is. That's my inventory weight. If it fills up, then I'm encumbered and I can't run very fast, if at all. The water drop underneath that is your hydration level. If it's full, that's good. If it's getting close to empty, you need to find water. And below that is the food icon, and I'm about halfway hungry. And again, if it's full, that's good. You're full of food. Below that is the stamina. Basically, is you take off running, and you'll see it go down pretty quickly. If it goes all the way down, then you'll start walking. And then below that is your health, the cross. Now, a lot of things take fiber, and to harvest fiber, you find plants like this and harvest with the E key. You have to have your hands empty or be holding a torch to do so. And you just kind of run around. You'll see I'm collecting fiber and berries. You want to save all your berries if you can, because when you start taming animals, which is in a later episode, you're going to need a lot of berries, especially narco berry, which you see I just picked up. Narco berry puts the animal to sleep and keeps the animal to sleep. Anyway, I'll go over that in the next, in another episode. But I'm just going to collect some fiber here so I can do some building real quick, so I can create myself a shelter so the animals, the dinos, don't kill me when I'm sleeping. When you log out of a server, unless it's single play, if you're on a multiplayer server, if you log out, your body goes to sleep, so it's still there in the game and vulnerable. So before you log out, you want to find a safe place to log out, like a house. Build yourself a house, or wedged in between some rocks or something so nobody sees you, because players will come around and loot you and kill you as well. Right now I'm in a single player game, so that's not really an issue. And I only did that so I wouldn't be lynched while I'm trying to give you this tutorial. Alright, let's get some more thatch, because I'm going to build this little thatch hut as soon as I get some experience to do so. Right now I don't have any thatch components that I can build. I'm just basically leveling up right now. And you level up by killing things and harvesting, taming, and you can gain a small amount of experience just by being in the game over time. I'm not going to kill that guy, because right now I have no armor, and chances are he'll probably kill me. These aren't named trikes. They're very, very good harvesters for thatch and berries at low level. This one's a level 9, so I could probably kill him, but I don't know, I'm not going to chance it. At some point I will need to find food. I have berries, and you can eat berries, but they don't fill you up near as well as meat. Alright, so I've leveled up again. Now I'm level 2. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and increase my melee damage. It's asking me to choose a engram again. And now I can build a thatched foundation. And let's see. That's foundation and walls. But I'm going to have to level up again in order to get the door and the ceiling. Or the roof, rather. So now I can build a foundation with walls and a doorway, but it's still not secure because I won't have a door and I won't have a ceiling or a roof. And that's fine for now. If you face it right, like against a cliff or something, then it'll still keep the dinos out. But it's not safe for multiplayer. Patch in general is not safe for multiplayer because players can break through that stuff pretty easily. So I'm going to go over here. Potentially a nice hiding spot. If you're on multiplayer, you want to find little spots like this to start out with, where players aren't likely to run by and see you. That's a tough stone. Okay, I don't know if I can fit a foundation here or not. We'll try it out. You see these rocks will hide me when I have fires and stuff going as well. It's getting dark, and it does get really dark in this game. And it gets cold as well at night, so I need to hurry up and set up my foundation and start a fire. Can't build a sleeping bag yet because I don't have hide. That's alright. And when you double click things while things are building, you'll see they queue up here in the queue bar, or the craft queue. So I've got a foundation and 2 walls, a 3rd wall, and a door. You see the door queued right there. I'll go ahead and start dropping this stuff down. I want to place it where I can potentially expand a little bit. That should be okay. Hopefully. Unfortunately, you can't move this stuff after you've placed it. Certain things you can, like turrets and stuff, but not buildings like walls and foundations. To build, obviously you make the components, but then you put them in your shortcut bar. Down below you'll see I have a wall in slot 5 and 2 walls in slot 5 and a doorway in slot 4, and then you just select them by pressing that number on your keyboard. And there's a snap-in feature where if it's close to something that's valid for it to be placed on, it'll snap to it like a foundation or another wall. So building is pretty easy in this game. Okay, now I got my walls and my doorway. I can go ahead and set up a fire here. Again, for the fire, you just put it in your quick bar, press the button, and you'll see the green outline of it, and then you just left click to place it. Okay, press E to go into your fire. And I don't like wasting wood, so I'm going to go ahead and use thatch to burn. I have nothing to cook, but this just burning the fire will light up the area and keep me warm. Right now it's not cold, so I'm going to go ahead and go this way. I'm going to go ahead and go out and try to level up a little bit more so I can get that wheel from the doorway out of the door. I don't know what that was. Windows is bugging me to open some kind of an app. I'll ignore it. Okay. Can you see that little ice cube down on the lower left of my screen when I'm in the water? That means I'm freezing. If it's a snowflake, it's tolerable, but it's cold. If it's an ice cube, you're freezing and you eventually start taking damage. And sometimes, especially if you're high up on a mountain mining, you can get so cold that even if you're standing next to a fire, you're freezing. And the icon that showed up on the lower left side of the screen that looks like a stomach, that means I'm starving. And the purple outline around the screen that's flashing kind of indicates that as well. So I need to hurry up and eat something. You can hear me grunt because I'm taking damage. I'll go ahead and put these berries in my quick bar so I can eat them all. If you're completely empty on food, it'll take, I think depending on the berry, it'll take a whole 100 berries or a full stack to fill you up. So you definitely want to start hunting for meat early, which I haven't done yet because I haven't made a spear. I could kill smaller creatures like dillos and dodo birds with my axe and pick, but most other things it'll be somewhat difficult. I'm gonna collect my fat. Just to prepare for the next set of components for my thatch house. Get my pick and repair it. Fortunately, there's no dinos around this beach here. No hostile dinos anyway. I'm familiar with this area, so I know that if I go up over that hill that's in front of me, I'll run into scorpions. Scorpions can get pretty mean because they poison you and you end up passing out and they kill you. Got some more fiber because that's what I use to tie all my stuff together, my components. And I'm also kind of saving up on narco berry because I'm preparing to be able to tame things here eventually. And I'll show you that in another episode. You see how dark it gets? I mean, you literally not see anything at all. If you're in woods or in a cave. That's what the torch is good for, but unfortunately you can't harvest with the pickaxe or axe when you have your torch equipped. But you can harvest berries and fiber. And it's time to pick up stones. I'm almost leveled up. A little bit to go. I have to run around and kill a dodo bird or something. Let's try that. Be careful when you're going hunting. Make sure your tools are all in full repair because, what is that? I can't identify that yet. See that dino? I think it's a pterosaur. Yeah, those are friendly. Well, they're timid anyway, not friendly. You can hunt these, but as soon as you attack it, it'll take off running, and it's usually, in the beginning, it's a lot faster than you are, so I don't even bother. I look for the little dodo birds, is what I look for. Don't see any. I see a trike on the hill over there. Oh, there's a dodo bird. Let's go for this dodo. These are pretty easy to kill, no matter what level they are. And they usually drop about 1 to 5 meat. Got 2 out of that one. Really what I'm going for is experience. And you can see on the right hand side of the screen I've leveled. But we're going to go ahead and kill another dodo before I choose an end game. There we go, now we got 4 meat. That's a good meal. So I'm going to run over here to my home. And we're going to choose to train up the thatch roof and the thatch door. I'll show you how to place those. And that's pretty much going to be it for this episode. In a few minutes. Ran out of stamina. That's okay. Actually, I'll go ahead and level now just in case I need some resources to build. I'm going to choose melee again this time, just to get my melee up a little bit. Eventually you'll tame dinosaurs that you can use to hunt, and melee is not as important. Unless you want to hunt on foot, that's fine. I'm going to train this thatched roof. And down here I'm going to train this thatched door, and then I'll have a complete set of components with which to build my home. Go ahead and eat some berries. I'm starving. And I might need to go into the water. It's just going to be freezing. You see the snowflake on the lower left hand side of the screen. Now it's fire. It's kind of odd that way, that sometimes you're freezing and then the very next minute or second you're too hot. I'm not sure what really dictates the temperature changes or causes the temperature changes, but you just got to keep an eye on it and make sure. Let's see. There it is. I can barely see in here. Alright. So now I'm going to craft my door so my home is secure, and then I'll craft a ceiling or maybe some more walls. I have enough for some more walls. I'll go ahead and craft a ceiling just in case I run out of material on the walls. And I'll show you why here in a second. Why I'm crafting more walls. Okay, I had 4, that's good. I can't build a cabinet yet, but there's a large cabinet that's taller than one wall. And that's why when you build, usually you'll want to build 2 walls high so that you have enough room so things can be placed. So go ahead and put these in the quick bar. And if you already had an item in your quick bar before, if you run out, it's ghosted like this one is, where it's not actually there, but it shows what you had on there before. And if you build that item again, if you still have that as the item you had before in that slot, before you ran out the last time, it'll go ahead and pop it in that same slot. That's a pretty nice feature. Alright, so I'm going to hit 6 because that's where my door is. And again, it snaps in place. All these locations are invalid, but the doorway is valid, so it turns green. And then you just left click and place it. And now I'm going to place my other walls to make my building a little higher. So in the future, when I go to place cabinets that are tall, I can do that without screwing up my building. And my ceiling. Ceiling can be a little tricky. It can line up on the corners like this, and if you accidentally click, you'll place it and you have to destroy it to remove it. So make sure it covers your entire ceiling area before you place it. Now I got a full house. Now I'm protected from most dinosaurs. I'm back in this little cubby hole, so not a whole lot of dinosaurs will be coming back here anyway. And I'm going to go ahead and burn some thatch and roast my meat. And that's it for the first episode, how to get started in Ark. Again, you'll want to collect stones as quickly as possible, the ones laying on the ground. You'll want to collect wood and thatch by punching trees at first until you can build yourself a pickaxe, and then you'll be able to use that to harvest mostly thatch, but you'll get some wood out of it. And as soon as you can, train up the axe and the stone axe, and create that, and you'll be able to harvest more wood and stone. Build yourself a house as quickly as possible, some kind of a shelter to protect yourself from dinosaurs. Again, in multiplayer, thatch is not very strong against other players at all, especially if they've been there for a while. So you'll want to come back in a cubby hole like I found here. Be careful of starting fires at night, because it does cause the exterior to glow rather well. Can't see it as well now because the sun's coming out. But you can see how these rocks reflect the glow, and players can see that from a distance. In multiplayer, I don't start fires at night. I wait till daytime when it's less noticeable to cook all my meat and everything else. I thank you for watching. Again, this is Fishman from ArkSurvivalPlay.com. Come and visit us. I hope to see you in game.